Hey guys, my name is Arnav Chakravarti and you're listening to the podcast is Wrestling Radio by Arnav Chakravarti. If you want to collab with me, then email us. Business email is available on YouTube in About section. And my podcast was available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Amazon Music, YouTube, and many more. And absolutely, this podcast is related to wrestling related, such as New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, All Elite Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and many more wrestling entertainment companies that I'm talking about the reviews, some spoilers, some everything that is gonna available on my podcast. So just listen. Bye. What's up, guys? My name is Arnav Chakravarti, and you are listening to my podcast is the Wrestling Radio by Arnav Chakravarti, and this is episode 8. The episode 8 is Brodie Lee passes away. So I was completely in shock. This is a shocking news because he was not a legend. He was a completely his age professional wrestler, because I was completely in shock that I wake up today 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. like that. But I saw the news that Brodie Lee passes away. It was completely in shock. His face was completely remembered. I remembered his face. Everybody knows that who is Brodie Lee. In WWE, he debuted in NXT. His name is Luke Harper. And the main thing is, he is the former Wyatt family. And his tag team partner Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt. You can just say that the Bray Wyatt is the captain. After they both split from this team, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan will fight with each other. But the reunion, not only three, but you can just say about that, their reunion on their fourth side. I can just say about that, the reunion, both brothers, the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, the name is the Bludgeon Brothers. They got tag team championships. Let me discuss later, but let me know that Luke Harper, after release from WWE, he joined AEW and he signed his contract. His contract was under running process, but I don't know what you can just say that. So let's hear some major issues like that. Wrestling star John Huber, known as Brodie Lee in AEW, dies at 41. It was totally sad news. What can I say about that? Everybody was completely shocked in that. His original name, John Huber. John Huber, who wrestled as Brodie Lee in AEW and as Luke Harper during his time with WWE, died from a lung issue not related to COVID-19, his wife said. Oh, I think he has something, a big lung issue. They says that. I don't know why he suffered a lung issue, but I say rest in peace to the legendary wrestler Luke Harper, because after he died, I can say about this wrestler was the legendary superstar ever. Both entertained in WWE and recently joined AEW. It was completely entertaining right now in AEW, but in front of my eyes he passes away. This was totally a tragic, it was totally a shock things for the WWE fans and for the AEW fans that Brodie Lee is no more. It was absolutely shock completely. I can't believe that. Okay. John Huber, an AEW wrestler who previously starred in WWE, died Saturday at the age of 41. Huber wrestled under the name Brodie Lee in AEW and as Luke Harper in WWE. Huber's wife Amanda said in an Instagram post that John Huber died because of a lung issue that was not related to COVID-19. Everybody knows that the coronavirus disease has suffered so many persons, and so many persons died due to COVID-19. But you can just say that recently I got something in internal news that mm, some persons are recovered. If you are a coronavirus positive, if you are a COVID positive patient, but you can just say about that, if you follow the protocols, then you can recover in your home, obey the rules. And if you are in a quarantine position, then you can just say that you will be feel very recovery stage. You will get recovered at a short period of time, because there was a time. And I recently heard that on UK COVID-20 came, and it was completely shocking that. And I think it's gonna be coming in India. I think wait for the next. Uh, what you can just say that wait for the next lockdown come in for you. Okay. He says that my best friend died today. I never wanted to write out those words. My heart is broken. Amanda Huber wrote, the world saw him as the amazing Brodie Lee, FKA Luke Harper, but he was my best friend, my husband, and the greatest father you would ever meet. No words can express the love I feel or how broken I am right now. She added that her husband died surrounded by loved ones. She went on to praising the Mayo Clinic, literally the best team of doctors and nurses in the world who surrounded me with constant love. Oh, I pray for that. I love it. And I salute the doctors that he supports his family, he supports his patient, because he was the greatest star ever. All Elite Wrestling confirmed Huber's death Saturday night in a tweet. In an industry filled with good people, John Huber was exceptionally respected and beloved in every week, a fierce and captivating talent, a thoughtful mentor, and simply a very kind soul that starkly contradicted his persona as Brodie Lee. Oh my god. John Huber and AEW tweeted the most important thing is John Huber 1979 he's born, and he's died in 2020. At the age of 41, I can just say that he's a professional wrestler, but he's unfinished business, but I don't know. There's a bad time came, but tomorrow you can't given as a conclusion. Tomorrow will not came for some person, and tomorrow came for also some person. Okay, there is no guarantee that you will live or you will die. There is no guarantee, no single piece of guarantee. You can't guarantee a person. You can't guarantee you can't guarantee other things on 1 second time, 1 minute time. You can't guarantee. That's why everything was completely shocked that he is in front of my eyes. John Huber is no more. Okay. The All Elite Wrestling family is heartbroken in an industry filled with good people. John Huber was exceptionally respected and beloved in every way, a fierce and captivating talent, a thoughtful mentor, and simply a very kind of soul that starkly contradicted his persona as Mr. Brodie Lee. John's love for his wife Amanda and children Brodie and Nolan was evident to all of us who were fortunate to spend time with him, and we send our love and support to his beautiful family today and always. John's popularity among his peers and influence on the wrestling world was worldwide and transcended AEW. So this loss will be felt by many for a long time. We were privileged at AEW to call John Huber a brother, a friend, and one of our own. Okay, I can just say about that. It was completely lost. That Huber as for the WWE from 2012 to 2019. He later signed with AEW and made his debut there in March 2020. According to ESPN, Huber had not been on AEW television since early October. Yes, it was absolutely right. After October, since October, I have never seen his on television, not on YouTube and other things. I don't know. He's survived by his wife Amanda and their two children. And the most important thing is WWE tweeted that WWE is saddened to learn that John Huber, known to WWE fans as Luke Harper, passed away today at age 41. WWE extended its condolences to Huber's family, friends, and fans. Okay, this is totally shocking things, and I can just say about that former and current wrestling stars have been sharing tributes to Huber on social media. Oh my god. Braun Strowman has tweeted on Twitter that I am at a loss for words. Hashtag rest well, brother. Okay, Braun Strowman was also a tag team wrestler, but I think these calls are everything. May God rest in peace, soul, to heartfelt wrestler. Johnny Gargano, an NXT superstar, has tweeted that this is heartbreaking. I'm at a legit loss for words right now. Such a kind, talented dude. Absolutely one of a kind. Rest in peace, Brodie Lee. Hashtag. Okay, Chris Jericho, AEW wrestler, has tweeted that it's Saturday. You know what that means. Backstage in Mexico in 2015, Brodie was annoyed that he didn't have his own merch t-shirt, so one of the brothers got a punch made in his honor. We all wore them in tribute to the dude cause everybody loved him, just a wonderful man. Oh yes, it's absolutely perfect. So, what are you going to say about that, Brodie Lee? But I can just say about that, he's the most professional and grateful wrestler for all over the world. But I can just say about that, I don't know. What can you say about that? This is absolutely unbelievable. In front of my eyes, he passed away. He is unbelievable. Can just say about that, no, I can't believe that he's gonna dead, but I can just truly say about it, everything is everything is. Oh, I got a new client. Yes, the father of two, whose real name was Jonathan Huber, died on Boxing Day after a hard-fought battle with a non-COVID related lung issue, according to his wife. Yes, how many times you give me? Okay. Ananda Huber, herself an ex-wrestler who performed under the name Cindy Sin, posted a series of photos of her husband on Instagram, showing him both in the ring and at home with his family. I don't know, but she's heartfelt, everybody. But I can just say about that, he is the greatest wrestler ever. And everybody should know he is a Intercontinental Championship. And he is a TNT Championship. After he debuted on AEW, he is a TNT Championship. And he and his brother, you could just say the tag team partner, what you can just say about that, he and his tag team partner Eric Rowan was also one time WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. You can just say about the Wrestling INC. You can just say their backstage details on Brodie Lee's condition before his passing. Yeah. Although Brodie Lee's passing on Saturday was met with a lot of shock in the wrestling world, people in AEW were aware of the seriousness of his lung ailment, according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio. Okay. Meltzer noted that Lee's condition was one of those things that the few people who knew kept it quiet. Even though a lot a lot of people began questioning with the exalted one had been off AEW TV for months. Lee was written off TV after his top collar match against Cody Rhodes during the October 7 episode of AEW Dynamite. While Lee made a few appearances after that match, he never wrestled again as he was injured in storyline. Okay. The Observer also pointed to how Brodie Lee Jr. defeating Kenny Omega to win the AEW World Championship last week in a dark segment after AEW Dynamite tappings hinted that something was wrong, which led to Meltzer and others asking about Lee's prolonged absence from AEW. The 8-year-old son of Lee jumped on Omega's back and made the AEW World Champion tapped out. Justin Roberts actually announced Brodie Lee Jr. as the new champion. Okay, Lee had been suffering from his lung ailment for a long time and the condition worsened over a period of time, added Meltzer. As noted, Lee's wife Amanda took to Instagram and said her husband passed after a hard-fought battle with a non-COVID related lung issue. This was absolutely shocking that I can just say about that. This is absolutely good. Okay, so let's talk about Brodie Lee's championships and accomplishments. So, Alpha 1 Wrestling A1 Zero Gravity Championship he got one time, and AEW All Elite Wrestling he got AEW TNT Championship one time, Jersey All Pro Wrestling JAPW Heavyweight Champion one time, JAPW New Jersey State Championship one time, JAPW Tag Team Championship one time with Narco Butcher. Okay, it was absolutely fine. And Next Era Wrestling, he got NEW Heavyweight Champion one time, NWA Empire Heavyweight Champion one time, NWA Mississippi, NWA Southern Television Championship one time, Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked number 24 of the top 500 singles wrestler in PWI 500 in 2015. Okay, Rochester Pro Wrestling or NWA Upstate or NWA New York, NWA Upstate Kayfabe Dojo Championship one time, NWA Upstate, NWA New York Heavyweight Championship 3 times, RPW Tag Team Championship one time with Freddie Midnight, RPW or NWA Upstate Television Championship one time. Let's talk about he is on the Squad Circle Wrestling 2CW Heavyweight Champion he got 2 times, World of Hard Wrestling WOHW United States Champion he got 3 times, he won 3 times. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Best Gimmick 2013 as part of the Wyatt family. Okay, I think he is getting famous like that. And you can just say that WWE he was NXT Tag Team Championship one time with Eric Rowan, WWE Intercontinental Championship one time, WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship 2 times with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton 1 and Rowan 1. Okay, Slammy Award for Match of the Year 2014, Team Cena vs Team Authority at Survivor Series. Oh yes, I can't forget to say Team Cena vs Team Authority at Survivor Series. You can just say that Luke Harper was on the Team Authority, and you can just say that Eric Rowan was on Team Cena. I don't know, but I can just say about that Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were both fight with each other, but it was just say about that this is absolutely awesome. But I can just say about that Luke Harper's behavior I can just say about that Luke Harper came into a WWE and he behaves like a mad boy. he depends upon, he is in the jungle. And I can just say about that, why Luke Harper and Eric Rowan behaving like a jungle animal like that, I don't know, but I think Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, that what WWE has debuted on Raw, and I can just say that Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, and Eric Rowan were on the jungle type showcase. He came on WWE, but right now Bray Wyatt, what can I say, that Bray Wyatt is now the Fiend. What I can just say about that, Bray Wyatt was absolutely dangerous. He was on the Firefly Funhouse, but he's completely dangerous. Nobody can say that. I think Bray Wyatt should deserve an award, and he finally got it, because the Fiend Bray Wyatt was absolutely awesome. Okay, so that's the ending of today's episode. And if you want to listen my podcast, then listen my podcast. Follow my podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Radio Public, Player FM, Podchaser, Deezer, iHeartStudio, Breaker, Castro, Overcast, Podcast Addict, and many more. Yes, and many more. And if you are in India, if you want to listen my podcast, then listen my podcast on Geo7 and Ghana.com. And you can just say about that, my podcast wants everybody in all over the world. That's why I'm distributing my podcast in all over the world. I'm trying to contact some other countries to publish my podcast in all over the world, because everybody should listening. But I'm trying to add my podcast into Amazon Music, but I don't know why Amazon Music was never responding. And everybody knows what is radio.com. I'm submitted my podcast on radio.com and IVM podcast, but I don't know why the person didn't responding like that. And even my podcast was also available on Listen Notes, and I can just say about that, my podcast will be coming very shortly on other platforms. I'm just talking about Amazon. Okay, so I have a pod page official, so follow my pod page. And if you want to listen my podcast, if you are Anchor subscriber, then follow my podcast, The Wrestling Radio by Arnav Chakrabarti, on Anchor. Okay, so that's the ending, guys. And listen my other podcast, episode 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, including trailer. And I'm going because my podcast was finished, completed, and I can just say that thank you so much for listening my show, and I will see for the next episode. Thank you, guys. Goodbye, and see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.